Okay, so what is the order? Ang pinakataas na derivative makita natin is y triple prime. Okay? So, busilingon, third degree. Third order. Okay? Because aring raised to the 4, ang raised to the 4 niya represent niya exponent lang niya siya sa variable y mo. But ang ginapakita natin is ang derivative mismo. So, pinakataas na derivative dili is the triple prime. Okay? That's why third order siya. Okay. Now, usually, kasi magwa siya, usually, pag asta sa ikatatlo nga derivative, asta sa y prime na ginabutang naton, okay lang kung ang symbol mo is this one, ay gina-specify siya nga, let's say, fourth derivative. So, gina-specify siya. Dito the fourth y over dx to the fourth. You need to say fourth order siya. But kung nasanay ka nga prime ang ginagamit, pag nagsubla sa tatlo, kalaway man niya i-y, apat ka prime mo. Di ba? Or y, puro ka na lang to karon kurit. Damo gid ang imo nga derivative. So, ang ginaobra sang iba niya symbol, take note the difference ha. Ginaobra nila, pag nagsubra na sa tatlo, ginaobra nila nga number instead of low apostrophe. Ginaamo na siya nila. So, take note of this, that this one is not equal to y to the fourth. Okay? Amo niya ang symbol sang derivative. May gin-enclose siya sa open close parenthesis. Area, this is the symbol of exponent. Okay? They are not the same, ha? Kaya base, may makita mo, ay okay, variable na siya kay raised to the 4 nga number mismo. Pag in-enclose siya, but silingon, derivative na siya. Okay? That's the meaning of nga aga-enclose siya sa parenthesis. Mean to say, derivative na siya. Okay? Gin-solve niya ang derivative. Okay? So, are we clear with this? So, amo na siya mag-identify. So, you have to follow the definition, the highest order of the derivatives. Question before I proceed with degree?
Wala.
Okay, good. All right, so let's try to do some exercises. So, what is the order of the following differential equation? Somebody from the group B.
First.
Okay, first order. How about the second? What is the order of the second?
Second.
This one? Ano?
Second.
Second order. How about ang third niya example? What is the order?
Third.
Third order. Good. Okay, hindi fourth ah. Okay, ang derivative ang ating ginabasihan. Okay? So, I think you're okay with this. So, araw. So, first order, second order, third order. Alright, proceed with the degree. Okay, so the degree of differential equation is the power of the highest derivative. Okay? So, kung may ara ikaw nga equation diri, nga let's say you have anong mayo? Kaya, makita ko sa namin example. Dahil kung may ara ko nga example. Okay, sige. Matag na lang ko. Okay, let's say you have y second prime raised to 2 plus cosine x d, let's say, dy over dx is equals to e raised to minus x y ay, ano ko putaan siya. Okay, let's say amo ni. Hindi ko na pagbutahan sa ano. So, what is the degree? Okay, pag amo siya nga case, ang degree niya, okay, ang degree niya is first degree. Okay nga, first degree. Kaya hambal dito sa definition, the degree of differential equation is the power of the highest derivative. So, although ang pinakataas nga exponent diri is 2, pero the y second prime is not the highest derivative. Ang pinaka-highest derivative nga may ara ka sa equation is y triple prime. So, punsiringon, ang basihan naton sang degree is ang y triple prime, and then ang degree sini is first degree. First degree kay exponent of 1 na siya. Punsiringon, wala na siya. Kumbaga, automatically, that is the exponent of 1. So, that's why first degree siya. Okay, that's for the degree ha. Take note the difference between the other example or the other definition. So, what is the degree of each of the following differential equation? For the first example, the highest degree nga may ara kita diri is first degree. So you have to specify if you are asked for the degree or order ha. Hindi lang first, second ang ibutang. So dapat yung butangan mo gid kun ano. So this is first degree. Okay, first degree kaya ang pinakataas nga derivative may ara kita diri is the second derivative, and then the degree sini is first degree. Okay, how about for the example number 2? Example number 2 is still first degree. First degree man siya gyapon because ang pinaka-highest nga derivative may ari kadi is to the third derivative. So, ang exponent niya is automatically 1. So, first degree man siya. Okay, how about sa example number, ang last example. So, the degree is third degree. Okay nga, a third degree, because ang pinakataas nga derivative mo diri is the second derivative, and then the exponent niya, ng second derivative is 3. So, meaning to say, this is third degree ang imo exponent. So, hindi 5 ang imo nga degree kay dy is much lesser. Kumbaga, first derivative lang siya. Okay, lower siya sa second derivative. So, that's why hindi ma-consider natin ang 5 as your degree. Okay, again, the degree is third degree. Okay, proceed ko ha. So, alright. So, again, kagina, you have to identify if what is the order of your differential equation and what is the degree of your differential equation. This time, a differential equation is an ordinary differential equation. Ngayon kasi ODE, shortcut yun na. If the unknown function depends on only one independent variable. Okay, matawag mo daw siya nga ODE if ang unknown function mo is it depends only in one independent variable. Isa ka independent variable. Okay? And then if the unknown function depends on two or more dependent variable, pag nagsubra na, the differential equation is a partial differential equation. Okay, meaning to say PDE siya. Okay? You what ha? ODE if he has only one independent variable, and then PDE or partial differential equation if it has two or more independent variables. Okay? Sige. So let's try to have some example for this one. May si sir. Okay, sige, ali ho. So, ordinary differential equation does not involve partial derivative. So, babalaan mo man na pag ODE, ay wala siya partial derivative. What is partial? Anong symbols ng partial derivative? Amo ni siya. Nalabutan niyo pa ni sa integral calculus, sa differential calculus, naka-partial derivative ka mo. So, amo siya yung symbol ha, pag partial derivative. Okay, amo ni siya ang symbol for the derivative. So, lain ang symbol ni partial derivative, lain ang symbol ni derivative. Take note ha, lain siya ha. Gaamo na siya ya, oh. Do i nga suli. Okay? So, that is the symbol for partial derivative. So, mabalaan mo man kung ODE siya or partial differential equation because of the symbol. Okay? But, always not always the case nga may ara nga cases nga ano siya, ng derivative siya, pero, ng partial differential equation, considered siya as partial differential equation because based on the definition, pag may more than variable, one variable ka, independent variable, what silingon, that is already part of partial differential equation. This kan ang symbol niya is naka-derivative. Okay? So, y is the unknown functions or dependent variable. P and x are the independent variable. So, notice nyo, duwa ka bilog, ariyo, with respect to t, with respect to x. Pag may makita ka mga duwa ang nakasolve ang iyang derivative, pero duwa ang imo nga independent variable, meaning to say, even though it is, ang symbol niya is derivative, that is considered as partial differential equation. Okay? Pag may masubra ka nga makita. Okay, so let's proceed. So the following differential equation involving the unknown function. So the first four equations are example of ODE or ordinary differential equation since the unknown functions y depends solely on the variable. So, notice nyo ara siya, oh. With respect to x, so, ang makita mo lang nga variable is the x. Ang dependent variable mo. Kung ano lang bala ang iya nga let's say, dy over dx, okay, is equals to, let's say, dy over dx. Let's say this is x cubed. So, tanan sila, puro naka-x with respect to x, with respect to x. And then, ang variable nga ara sa gwa is x man. So, that is ODE. Isa lang imo nga independent variable. Okay, the same with this one. So, this one, you have dx again. So, since wala ka naman na iban may makita with respect to x lang yun. Okay? So, meaning to say that is ODE. Okay? The same with this one. Wait lang. Ito sala niya. Sin x. Okay. Tama. You have here sin x. So, makita mo lang duwa lang gid. Isa lang gid. With respect to x. Now, ang pamangkot is, ang y nga, may y da. Paano mo mahambal nga, kay duwa man da kabilog ang variable. May y ka da, may x ka. No, because y is considered as your dependent variable. Meaning to say, this is your one dependent variable, one independent variable. Ang dependent variable mo is y, because it represents by your y here and the x here representing the representing the x here kung dili ka magbase The x here representing your independent variable. Okay? So hindi maghambal nga ay ti duwa ni siya iya nga ano, duwa ka bilog iya nga variable x kag y. That's still one one variable because ang y na iya it represent your dependent variable. Ang ginaistoryahan naton is pila ka bilog ang independent variable nga may ara sa equation. Okay, that's why ari siya is considered as still ODE or ordinary differential equation. Okay, so ang ikaapat still, di ba hamba niya first four equation 1, 2, 3, 4. Hasta dire, this is still a ODE or ordinary differential equation. Because as you can see, you only have x as your independent variable and you have here y to represent your dependent variable. Okay? And then the last one, you have here a partial derivative, second derivative of y with respect to time. So, kita nyo, partial derivative siya. Yeah. Why is it nga partial, why is it nga partial differential equation siya or PDE? Because sa symbol pala nga daan, makita mo na nga partial siya. But what if, kung tagaan ko sang equation nga amo sini, so what is other way pag-solve sina? So, pag may makita ka mo nga more than two dependent variable like this one, let's say may ara ka nga, the derivative of cube with respect to y over d cube, okay, is equal to, let's say, d squared y over d z squared plus d dali nagtutok. Dali ka na lang butang sa babaw ko. D cube y over d t cube is equals to d squared y over d z squared plus d y over dx. Okay? How about pag amo niya aton equation? Pag amo ng equation mo, that is PDE, partial derivative partial differential equation or PDE. Kay pila ka bilog iya independent variable, may t ka nga independent variable, may z ka nga independent variable, kag may x ka nga independent variable. So tatlo ka bilog more than one imo independent variable. But of course ang inyong dependent variable are all the same y. Okay, pag may makita ka mga case mo na that is PDE, damo iya independent variable. Okay? Okay, so mabalaan mo man na siya. Ang dy over dx, wala nang makita mo sa babaw sa numerator nga variable, amo na siyang imo nga variable sang dependent. That is your dependent variable. Pag may sa denominator, kita mo x, ang tanan niya x nga na, amo na siyang imo nga independent variable. Diba ta? Ang sa babaw nga variable nga makita mo, that is your dependent variable. Ang sa dalong nga makita mo nga variable, that is your independent variable. Okay? So, amo na siya mag-check if it is an ODE or PDE. Okay? Proceed po ha. Okay, so let's have DE as mathematical models. So mathematical models are mathematical description of something. So the basic steps in building a model are clearly stated, the assumption on which the model will be based. This assumption should describe the relationship among the quantities to be studied. Second step is completely describe the parameters and variable to be used in the model and use the assumption from step 1 to derive the mathematical equation relating to the parameters and the variable from step 2. Okay, in your class, this mathematical models is naman siya is the application for the differential equation. So in physics, normally in physics nga subjects, mostly pag in-create ang formulas, they do some differential equation, especially in circuits. Okay? So, meaning to say, if we're talking about mathematical models, we are talking about the application it in real life situation. In real life situation. Okay? So, so ginagamitan siya differential equation. So, mga beam for the civil engineering, pendulum, okay, and other pa. Damo pa na siya use. Basta in field of physics, damo-damo din siya gamit. Okay, so that's it. So, the population dynamic, so this is just one of the example. Hindi ko na nipag-discuss kaya we have specific for this. Proceed na lang kita with mga example niya siya class kung paano. So, ibalikan ko na lang siya if we are in the application of differential equation. So that's why sa mechanical engineering at the same time with sa chemical engineering, they are using a lot of differential equation. Sa aton sa computer engineering, after some circuits, usually we use that in control system and in numerical methods. Some in numerical methods. But in numerical methods, hindi mo na siya ka-grabe or mga basic lang gad siya. Okay, but in circuits, yeah, ginagamit din siya. Okay, so may ara pa gid ang isa ka field for differential equation. Differential equation will be written also in various form. So, pag makita mo amo ni siya, this is yung na to ni general form. This is the derivative form. So, this is the differential form, standard form, and first order linear equation. Okay? So, these are parang siya, mga formulas ni siya na ginagamit. Okay, solve it in general form. So, you solve this in derivative form. So, class, this is the implicit function, ha? Mga ari siya, implicit ni siya. Busiringon, gin-combine mo ang imo nga dependent kag independent variable. So, that's why nag-implicit siya. If you could still remember, if your function, let's say y is equals to x squared plus 2, this is explicit. Because ang imo nga dependent variable ara sa isa ka side, and then ang imo nga independent variable ara sa isa ka side, organize siya. Pag nagambal kita gani implicit, nag-combine ang imo nga dependent kag independent variable. Just like this one, xy is equals to y sine x. Okay, meaning kasi nag-combine ang duwa mo ang imo nga dependent kag independent variable. Okay, unlike sa this is implicit. Unlike kay explicit, separate kina sa dependent kay independent variable. Okay? So this is just the formula that you need to remember. Anyway, ara man sa module ninyo. Okay? So we proceed. Linear and non-linear differential equation. So a linear differential equation is any differential equation that can be written in the following form. So this is the form for linear differential equation. In a linear DE, there are no products of the function and its derivative, and neither the function or its derivative occur to any power other than the first order. Meaning to say, take note of this, derivative and neither the function or its derivative occur to any power other than the first derivative. Okay? It also neither the function or its derivative are inside another function. So, dapat ara siya sa sulod sa isa ka function. Matawag mo na siya nga linear. Okay? Kung silingon, may variable x ka, you have this the x, this is your independent variable, and you have here the dependent variable. Okay? Sige, later on, maintindihan nyo na once maghatag na pa example. So, may kasi pag may makita, kamuklas nga may mga square root, sina, ang iya nga dapat nga degree is always first degree. First degree siya dapat. Okay? First degree siya. Ang imong derivative. Okay? Pag nag-second degree, hindi na siya, I mean to say, non-linear na siya. Linear is first degree lang yun siya. Okay? Non-linear is more than 1 degree. Okay? Pag may square root, that is not considered as linear. That is already non-linear. Nga, kaya ang exponent sini ng square root is equals to 1/2. Okay? But silingon, ang degree niya is 1/2. And then, ang kinapakita natin is first degree dapat. Okay? That's why pag may square root, that is non-linear. Okay? Okay, so the coefficient of this one can be zero or non-zero function. Constant or non-constant function, linear or non-linear function. Only the function yx and its derivative are used in determining if d is linear. Okay? Otherwise, based on the definition, ginatawag na siya natin niya linear differential equation. Alright, so hindi ko na nipag ano. So, mata ko example, ha? Okay, dili pa tagali. May solution pa. Okay, solution of differential equation. Any function yx of independent variable, x defined on an interval in possessing at least n of derivatives, this represent the any numbers sang mga derivatives. Maybe you say second derivative, third derivative, fourth derivative. So it depends upon what is the derivative that are continuous on the interval, which when substituted into an nth order of ordinary differential equation reduces the equation to an identity. So it is said to be solution of the differential equation. Ano silingon sini? Silingon, pag in-solve mo, and then ang results ang right side and then left side of your equation must be equal. Silingon, ang imong function is a solution to that differential equation. Dali. Okay. So let's proceed. Sige ko tayo mabutang ko sang example. Sang another slide. Dali. Kasi mabutang ko another slide para is to 4 over 16 is a solution of differential equation dy over dx is equals to x y raised to 1/2. Okay? Ang hambal diri, i-check natin if this will be of your differential equation. Okay. So, paano natin siya i-solve? So, again, what is your function? Ang function mo is array. And then, your differential equation is array. Ginapamangkot or gina-verify sa aton if kung ang function daw naton is inibala solution siya sa imo nga differential equation. So, mabalaan mo lang na siya kung solution kung, meaning to say, ang value sang ginsolve mo diri nga derivative is equal diri sa imo nga function. Meaning to say that is the solution. So, paano na siya naton i-solve? I-substitute ni siya naton ang value sang imo nga function diri sa imo nga differential equation. Okay? Ano ang order sang imo nga differential equation diri? Ang order niya, di ba? First order, first degree siya. Okay? That's why, and this is ODE. This is ordinary differential equation kaya wala man di isang partial derivative. So, ODE ni siya, first order, first degree. Okay? Let's try to solve. Okay? So, based on the solution, kay derivative, first order derivative ang ginapangita naton, meaning to say, sulbon mo anay ang derivative sini sang function mo. Okay? So, masulat ko diha. Pero amo siyang solusyon. The final answer is ini. So, but silingon, nag-equal sila nga duwa, but silingon sina, this is a solution. Yung kasi the function is the solution of this differential equation. Okay, so ilang process or ilang method ko siya ha. Okay? So, kwaon mo ang derivative sining function. So, di ba, ang function mo is y is equals to x to the fourth over 16. Or, pwede mo niya siya masulat as 1 over 16 x to the fourth. Pwede na siya. Pareho lang na sila nga duwa. Okay? Kung sulbon mo ang derivative sini, again, dy over dx is equal lang na siya sa y prime. Okay? Kasi lingon, the first derivative ni first derivative na siya. So, pili ka lang sa ilang symbol kung ano, din ka komportable gamiton. Okay? So, what is the derivative of x to the fourth? Diba? If you have x raised to n, pag nag-solve ka sang derivative sini, di ba ang iyang nagwa sina is n x raised to n minus 1 and then you have the dx, di ba mo na? Okay? So, di ba amo na siya pag nag-solve ka sang derivative. So, in this case, pero iban wala na ginabutang ang amo na. Pwede man di mo na pag-ibutang. So, meaning ko say ini, nahihimo siya nga 4 tapos x, 4 minus 1 is 3 na lang siya. Okay? But then, this is divided by 16. So, amo na siya. That is your first derivative. Kung simplified mo na siya, diba 4 times 4 is equals to 60. So, 1 over 4 or x to the fourth, x to the third over 4. So, this is your dy over dx or the y prime. Now, i-substitute mo ini siya diri sa imo nga dE. Okay, butang ko diha. So, instead of dy over dx, ang isulat mo ang bago mo na nga value, nga solve mo ng derivative, kaya mo na siyang dy over dx mo. So, busilingon, instead of dy over dx, ang isulat mo is x cubed over 4. Okay? Is equals to x, and then you have here the y. Anong values ng y mo? Are values ng y mo? So, instead of y, multiply mo siya by x to the fourth over 16. Okay, but it is being raised to 1/2. So, erase mo man siya by 1/2. Okay? So, you try to substitute the value or simplify, I mean the value, x cubed over 4 is equals to x. Ano gani pag exponent? Gina-multiply. Diba? 4 times 1/2. Ma-cancel out na siya. May mo siya nga 2. Okay? Kaya 4 divided by 2 or divisible by 2. So, ang wa niya sa numerator mo, this will become x2 na. Okay? How about ang 16? So, di ba? 16 raised to 1/2 is equivalent to square root of 16, di ba? Kaya kung i-convert mo niya siyang square root into exponential, that is 1/2 raised to 1/2. So, that's why square root of 16 is equals to 4. Okay? So, this will become x cubed over 4. Multiply mo na siya. May mo siya nga x cubed over 4. So, the same sila. Okay, or this one. Ganyan kaya kay sir niyo shortcut. Pag-solve niya shortcut. Okay? So, this is how are you going to solve if the function is a solution of differential equation. Okay? Okay, how about this one? I-separate ko na lang siya ha, kaya hindi siya ba unclear ang pag ni sir eh. Delete ko na lang ibutang sa blank space ang example. Okay, let's try to have example here. Ini class, wala na siya dito ha. Yung balon ko lang kung ara dito, pero you have to copy also kay shortcut kay sir ng mga solution. Okay, so show that y of x is equals to x raised to negative 3 halves. Okay, so y is a solution to the differential equation 4x squared y second prime plus 12 xy prime plus 3y is equals to 0. Okay? So, dapat ma-0 na siya later on. Para ma-bal na to niya. Okay, solution of this function is a solution of this differential equation. Okay, now, ano ang mga derivative nga may ara kita diri? Second derivative pag first derivative. But sitting on, ini solve naton ang first and second derivative. Okay? So, the first derivative of this one, again, ang exponent mo, i-multiply mo siya. So, this is 3 halves. Double check with your calculator later on, ha? And then you have here x minus 3 halves. Di ba, ma-minus 1 kita? That is power rule. Okay, this is the first derivative. So, this will become negative 3 halves x. So, negative 3 halves minus 1 is, pila siya? Negative 5 over 2. Okay, so this is your answer for the first derivative. Okay, now, may second derivative pa kita dire. So, meaning to say, isolve naton ang second derivative. Ano ang basihan natin for the second derivative? Kung ano ang last answer mo sa first derivative, dira ka ma-start sa equation mo for the second derivative. So, busilingon, kung ang ginapangita mo is third derivative, maagi ka anay kay first derivative kay second derivative pag ma-solve ang third derivative. Okay? Sige. So, this is negative 3 halves. Di ba? Amo na siyang first derivative mo. So, amo na yung i-basis ang equation natin for the second derivative. So, 3 halves. Again, this is power rule. Ang exponent, i-multiply mo dire. So, i-multiply mo siya by negative 5 over 2 or 5 halves. Okay? And then, x minus 5 over 2. Again, power rule, ma-minus 1 kita da. Okay? So, kung i-multiply mo ni siya, this will become 5 times 3 is 15. 2 times 2 is 4. So, 15 over 4. But since negative, negative, you have a positive answer. Negative times negative is positive. Same with negative, divide by negative, your answer is positive. Okay? And then you have here x, 5 halves minus 1, negative 5 halves, that is negative 7 halves. Pag-UI nyo lang, class, para dasig. Okay, so meaning to say this is the answer for the second derivative. Now, we're good. We already have the first derivative. We have the second derivative. Now, we could substitute that in your differential equation. Okay, so 4x squared. Second derivative. So, kung anong values ng second derivative, amo na siya. Ang product niya. 15 over 4 x raised to 7 over 2. Okay? Plus 12, ara siya. And then you have here x, ara da siya. So, first derivative mo is ara, oh. So, amo mo na siya ibutang mo da. So, negative 3 halves x raised to 5 halves. Okay? Plus, RO 3 times y. Ang y mo is ari. Ang original niya. So, 3 times x raised to negative 3 halves. And then this is equals to 0. Okay? Let's try to simplify. So, ari ma-cancel out na siya na ano. So, ang y sinimay mo siya nga x squared times x 7 over 2. Okay? And how about this one? So, may mo siya 6. 6 times 3, negative 3 is 18. So, negative. So, negative command D. 18. And then, x raised to 5 halves. Okay? Plus, you have here 3x raised to, wait lang. May x pa, may x pa. 18, may x ka pa di. Okay? Ayun ta. Para mas klaro. Okay? So, again, negative. So, may mo siya nga negative 18. So, by x ka pa dire. So, multiply mo siya sa x. And then, 18 x raised to 5 halves. Okay? Wait lang. Sakto akong sabat. Dito. X to the squared. Sakto. Okay, plus 3x raised to 3 halves. Oops. Okay, 3 halves is equals to 0. I hope you could follow, ha? Okay, now, what is the rule of exponent? Pag nag-multiply ka, di ba? If you're going to multiply, nag-add sang exponent. So, 1 siya, 1 siya. So, 1 plus 1, gina-add exponent niya. So, butsilingon, if you have here 2, tapos i-add mo siya by negative 7 over 2. Okay, so pila na siya. So, 2 plus negative 7 over 2 so that is negative 3 halves. So, this is x negative 3 halves. Okay, so minus, ay may 15 may 15 pa gali. May 15 pa, naripatan ko. So, this is 15. Okay, and then you have here 1 minus 5 halves. So, 1 minus 5 halves is also negative 3 halves. So, this is 18 x negative 3 halves plus 3x negative 3 halves is equals to 0. So, as you can see, ang exponent mo pala rehos. Okay? The variable are parehos. Kasi pwede mo siya ma-add. So, 15 minus 18 is negative 3. Negative 3 plus positive 3, that is 0 na, di ba? So, but silingon, this is 0 is equals to 0. Since nagpareho ang pihak na side sa pihak na side, meaning to say, this function is a solution. to that given differential equation. It is a solution. Okay, kopyahan nyo class, wala na siya sa handouts. And the second example is not included in your saging post ko nga materials. So you have to you have to copy this later. So y double triple prime, or the third derivative, minus 3y prime plus 2y is equals to 0. And then you have here y is equals to e raised to negative 2x. Okay? So, pamabalaan mo man class kung diinda ang DE, kag diinda ang imo nga function. This is your function. This is your DE. Okay? Nga a DE, amuning DE, kaya na-solve yan, may derivative siya mo. May symbol siya sang derivative. Pag may symbol sang derivative, meaning to say, that is your DE na. Okay? And then, pag wala pa siya symbol sang derivative, that is your function. Function pa lang siya. Wala pa siya na-solve ang derivative. Okay? So, miskan wala siya sang nakabutang solve the given function. So, understood na siya yung this is your function, kaya wala pa siya na-solve ang derivative. So, but silingon, amo ni siya ang paan mo sang derivative mo, ang function mo. Okay? So, to solve this, ano ang derivative nga may ara diri? Third derivative kag first derivative. So, meaning to say, solve mo ang first derivative, kag solve mo ang third derivative para ma-substitute mo siya sa equation later on. Okay? So, to solve for the derivative, so y prime, first derivative. So, what is the rules, exponential rules in solving for the derivative? So, di ba, this is e raised to u is equals to, is equals to e raised to u times du. Silingon, amuning u mo, kopyahon mo lang na siya, tapos solvon mong derivative sini du. Okay? So, what is the derivative of this is exponential? E, di ba? Siya e, and then copy mo lang daw ang u mo is minus 2x. Okay? Minus 2x. And then, solvon mo daw ang derivative sang u mo. What is the derivative of negative 2x? Derivative of 2x is negative 2. Okay? So, mean to say, the first derivative is negative 2 e raised to minus 2x. Exponential rule, you have to refresh your mind about exponential rule in solving the derivative. Okay? Second derivative, so again, you have here negative 2 e minus 2x. Solve mong derivative sa negative 2x is negative 2 liwat. Negative 2 times negative 2, that is positive 4 e raised to negative 2x. Okay? Now, we are in the third derivative. So, 4 e minus 2x. Again, the derivative ng negative 2x mo is negative 2. Multiply mo with 4, that is negative 8 e raised to negative 2x. Okay, so we're done. We already solved the first derivative. We also already solved the second derivative. Now, let's try to substitute the value sa aton nga DE. So, third, this is this one, the third derivative. So, instead of y triple prime, this will become, islan mo siya sa negative 8 e raised to negative 2x. Okay? Minus 3, ano siya? 3. And then the first derivative is negative 2e negative 2x. Okay? Plus 2y. So, ang y mo is e raised to negative 2x. And this is equals to 0. Dapat mo 0, manili sa left side karon. Okay? So, we have here negative 8e minus 2x. So, negative 3, negative 2, that is negative, positive. Negative, negative, ma-positive 6e raised to negative 2x plus 2e raised to negative 2x is equals to 0. So, negative 8, positive 6, minus negative 2, negative 2 plus 2 is equals to 0. So, meaning to say 0 is equals to 0. So, meaning to say this is a solution. Okay, so let's have here solution. Y is equals to C1 sine 2x plus C2 cosine 2x. And then your function is y prime double prime, mean to say second derivative, plus 4y is equals to 0. Okay? So, let's say this is your equation. So, again, din function naton are. Kaya wala ka may makita nga derivative. Where is your DE? This one, because may makita ka nga derivative. Okay, bud silingon, amo ning kwaon mo derivative, i-substitute mo diri sa DE mo. Okay, to solve for this, y prime, again, C1 and C2 are constant. But silingon ara lang na siya ya. Do equivalent yan na siya is number. Do mga number nga 1 2 3 4 5. So mean to say i-multiply mo man dira eh. Kay constant siya. Hindi siya variable, constant siya. All right, now tandaan niyo pa that 'di ba sine x is equals to cosine x. Pag in-solve mo ang derivative, cosine x is equals to sine x, negative. Tangent x is equals to secant squared x. Cotangent x is equals to cosecant squared x. Sine, cosine, tangent. This is negative. Sine, cosine, tangent, cotangent. Secant x is equals to secant x tangent x. And cosecant x is equals to negative cosecant x cotangent x. If you could still remember ha, this is the trigonometric functions. Nga pag may makita ka nga sin x, equivalent niya sina is cosine x pag in-solve mong derivative. Pag cosine x, in-solve mong derivative, may muna na siya sin x. Okay? And then we have dx here. dx. dx, dx, dx. Meaning sorry, ang x mo ni, ang dx mo, kung anong value da, amo nang solve mga derivative. That's why may dx kada. Okay? Sige. So again, this is arbitrary, this is constant, C1. So what is the derivative of sine 2x? The derivative of sine 2x is cosine 2x. But hambal diri, may dx ka pa. But silingon solvon mong derivative sining function sang cosine sang sine mo. So what is the derivative of 2x? Derivative of 2x is 2. Okay? Plus c2, derivative ni cosine is negative sine. So multiply mo siya with negative sine 2x. What is the derivative of 2x? Derivative of 2x is 2. Okay? So, ito multiply mo kay C1. So, may mo siya nga 2 C1 cosine 2x. Plus, so kay since negative din siya, ma-minus ka na di. So, C2, may 2 pagali. Wait lang. Okay, so may 2 times C2 is minus 2 C2 sine 2x. Okay, so this is your first derivative. Okay, so do we have to solve for the I think do hindi naman kinanglan. First derivative lang man, no? No, second derivative gali ang pinakataas. So, ma-solve kita second derivative. I agree, second derivative ang highest natin yung derivative. Okay? So, solvon taliwat. Again, you have here 2 C1. What is the derivative of cosine? Derivative of cosine is negative sine. Negative sine 2x. What is the derivative of 2x? That is 2. Okay? Minus 2 C2. Derivative ni sine, that is cosine. Multiply mo siya sa derivative ni 2x, which is 2. Okay? So, 2 times 2 is equals to 4c1. So, negative 4c1 sine 2x. Okay? Negative 2. So, minus 4c2 cosine 2x. Okay? Now, we already have the second derivative. Now, we are going to substitute all these values sa aton nga DE, differential equation. So, again, you have here negative 4 C1 sine 2x minus 4 C2 cosine 2x. Okay? Plus. Okay? Plus 4. I-multiply siya with y. So, ang y natin is C1 sine 2x. So, 4 times C1 sine 2x plus C2 cosine 2x is equals to 0. Okay? So, kung i-distributive property natin, so 4 C1 sine 2x minus 4 C2 cosine 2x plus 4 C1, ayaw, distribute po niya, sine 2x plus 4 C2 cosine 2x is equals to 0. So, kan mo-notice nyo diyo, negative sine 4, araw positive sine 2x, 0 na siya. Ari pag ito, negative 4 C2 2x cosine 2x. So, 0 na siya. So, silingon 0 is equals 0. So this is a solution. Okay? Kopyahan nyo na lang. First order ordinary differential equation is said to be linear equation in the dependent variable y. So this is your equation, meaning to say this is your standard form. So when g of x is equals to 0, the linear equation is said to be homogeneous. When g of x is not equal to 0, the linear equation is said to be non-homogeneous. Okay? Now, let's proceed. The standard form, tandaan class ang formula sa, so by dividing both sides of differential equation by the lead coefficient, a1, x, we obtain a more useful form. The standard form of a linear equation will be this one. Okay? dy over dx plus p x times y is equals to qx. So, kung hindi naka-standard form ang aton nga differential equation, you make it a standard form. Dapat maamo gani itsura niya. Ay once hindi magamo ni itsura niya, hindi na to ma-solve ang imo nga differential equation. Okay? Patandaan ha ang amo ng equation. Next. In order for us to solve for the linear first order linear the differential equation, kwaon anay naton ang aton nga ginatawag nga integrating factor. So the formula in solving for integrating factor is this one. Slide ko na lang. Okay. Ay, hindi ko kasulat pag hindi ko na ano yan. Oops. Stop ko na. Alright. So again, hindi naton makuha ang aton nga ginapangita if hindi siya naka-standard form. And then after naka-standard form na, kwaon nato ng integrating factor. And the formula in solving for integrating factor is this one. Okay? So ang iya ni sir, amo niya nga formula, lainon ko lang ya akong formula sa kindly correct this one. This is also correct. Galing kayo ka-complicated sang iya nga formula. So, I will make it very simple. So, you try to follow na lang may formula. So, may anak ko nga formula to, after makuha ang integrating factor, ang formula is, amo lang niya ilugan nyo ho. If your function is linear, and be equal to y, linear with y ha, so y e raised to the antiderivative of p of x dx, okay, is equal to the antiderivative. Feeling ko sala niya formula nga ginbutang di. Feeling ko this one is the antiderivative. And hindi ko siya ma-solve using a formula. Antiderivative of qx e raised to the antiderivative of p of x dx, and this is dx. Okay? Amo lang ni siya class gamitan yung formula para hindi ka mabudlayan. Okay? So, if your DE is linear in X, ang formula nyo naman niya is X E, the antiderivative of PY dy is equals to the antiderivative of qy e raised to py dy times dy. Okay? Amo lang ni follow yung mga formula. Kaya amo lang sa solusyon yung ginabra ko. And then after that, once nga you have this, integrate both side of this last equation. And then substitute, and then you're done. You have the final answer na. Okay? So, copy nyo ni Anay before ko ma-proceed. Ali, oh. My own. Kay shortcut to iya copy. May answer na lang pero wala siya amo na ka-edit ni solution. Okay. So, try to solve the dy over dx minus 3y is equals to 0. As you can see, naka-standard form na siya. Okay? Diba, this is your dy. Ano nga yung form, standard form na to niya kinahanglan? The standard form that we need is dy over dx, okay, plus p of x, y is equals to qx. So, as you can see, may dy dx ka na di, okay? And then, considering pag dy over dx ka na da, this will be your px. Okay? Tandaan nyo, may y ka di, ari siya may y na na. So, considering ang px mo is aring negative 3. This is your px. And the 0 is your qx. So, considering your px is equals to negative 3, and then your qx is equals to 0. Okay? So, clear na tada? Standard form na siya. So, no need for us to convert. Now, we proceed with integrating factor. Okay? Ang integrating factor, ang formula niya is e raised to px dx. So, kupyahon ta lang na siyang e. Ang i-substitute lang natin is are. So, the antiderivative of 3 dx. Okay? So, what will be the answer? Again, if you have the antiderivative of negative 3 dx, pwede mo man na siya mapagwa si negative 3, may mo na siya nga dx. Diba the derivative of dx is equals to x. So, mean to say this will become negative 3x. Okay? So, what's silingon ng imo diri nga answer is e raised to negative 3x. Okay? So, this is power rule ha? Power rule. So, again, dx ka di, automatically, kung si derivative, naga-minus 1 ka, si ano yan, naga-plus 1 ka, si antiderivative. Kay baliskad, si differential equation is baliskad ni integral differential equation. Si differential calculus, baliskad ni differential ni integral calculus. That's why kung nag-add ka kay differential, ako nag-minus ka kay differential, ma-add ka kay integral. Okay? So, ara siya. So, you already have the integrating factor. So, nagdugang kita x. Pero kung derivative ni subtract ka automatic ang negative 3, this is 0, kay ma-minus 1 ka mo. So, area ma-add 1 ka. So, kung singon, ang constant mo mahimo siya, madugangan siya x, kaya nag-add ka. Alright, now, so we're done with integrating factor. This time, we are going to follow the formula. So, this is linear with y. Okay? So, our formula, if it is linear with y, so y e raised to px e raised to the antiderivative of px Okay, so dx is equals to the antiderivative of qx e raised to the antiderivative of px. Wait. So p of x dx dx. Okay? So since ang e raised to this one, this is already the integrating factor, this is also the integrating factor, substitute na lang ang value. Y is equals to e raised to negative 3x. Okay? Alin na siya integrating factor ta. Is equals to the antiderivative, since 0 ni siya, so e raised to negative 3x dx. So we all know that all number multiplied by 0, the answer is 0. So that's why you have here y e minus 3x is equals to 0 na ni siya. So busilingon, the antiderivative of 0 is wala siya. So busilingon, plus c na lang nada siya. So this will become y e raised to 3x is equals to c. Kaya plus c ka mo, so c na lang nada siya nabilin. Para ma-solve nyo ang linear mga ordinary differential equation, y is equals to c over e raised to negative 3x. So again, 1 over e raised to negative 3x, pwede mo ni siya maobra. Kung i-transpose mo ni siya sa babaw, mahimo na siya nga e raised to 3x, ma-positive siya. Diba? So, meaning to say, your final answer here will be equal to c e raised to 3x. So, this will be your final answer. Kindly copy. So tonight, you can check your Google Classroom. I will be posting your first assignment for DE. And then on Saturday, we will do, what we call this? We will have a little drill. And then after that, I'm going to give you 1 hour for a short quiz. That will be on Saturday. So, ma-discuss pa ko. Ask niyo ko, ma-ask ka mo, let's say, ma-met kita Saturday 8 or 8:30 in the morning. So, I'm going to give you 1.5 hours to ask question about the assignment para ma-solve natin ang assignment ngayon hindi nyo siya ma-solve. And then, after that, I will allocate the 1 hour for your short quiz. So we will be having a Q&A on Saturday, and then ang mga hindi nyo pala maintindihan sa ginpanghatag kong assignment. So parehas lang to, pero solusyon ni sir nyo amo lang gid ni wala yagin show gin magic, na lang ya final answer. Okay? Alright, proceed. So the same man ang ano, pero nagdugang lang siya 6. Sige, solve to ning iya. Ang nagdugang sang ano. So again, this is already in standard form. Your P of X is the same, negative 3. But the QX mo ya is hindi na siya 0. Your QX now is equal to positive 6. Okay? So wala problema kay wala nag-change sa aton nga integrating factor. So, ang integrating factor ta is, kaya ang basihan lang man natin is the PX mo, hindi man basihan si QX. Si QX is for the final answer naman na siya. So, if you could remember, di ba, ang answer is 3x, e raised to 3x. Hindi ko na siya pag-solve kaya ito natugin na sa solusyon. Okay, now, we proceed with the final formula. So again, your formula will be y e raised to p of x, okay, dx is equals to the antiderivative of qx e raised to the antiderivative of px dx dx. Okay? Now, again, you have here y e raised to negative 3x is equals to the antiderivative. Ang qx na is 6. So, 6 na niya siya. 6 e raised to negative 3x dx. Okay? So, ano na siya. Alright. Now, di ba pag nag-solve kita sa antiderivative exponential rule, if you could still remember your exponential rule, di ba pag may ara ikaw nga the antiderivative of, pwede man pagwaon ta na niyo kay pa rin isa sabad. Pagwaon ta ni si 6. Ano? Okay? Di ba ang antiderivative of, let's say this is 3 e raised to 3x dx. What is the value of your u? Di ba amo ning value sang u? So your u is minus 3x. Di ba? Gina-solve natin ang derivative niya. And then the du is equals to minus 3 dx. Di ba? Muna siya, paon mo anay ang derivative sini sa imo exponent. Bago natin ma-solve ang antiderivative. Amo na iya si integral calculus. Since 1/3 na di siya, what silingon, ma-multiply ka diri sang reciprocal sini. What silingon, kung 3 na di, i-multiply mo na di siya by negative 1/3. Again, multiply sa antiderivative. Okay? Since, di ba Ario, kay Ari ba ano, dapat, ang derivative sang imo diri nga u, makita mo diri sa dx. But ang dx mo is dx lang yun, wala siya sang negative 3. That's why, para ma-eliminate siyang negative 3, ma-multiply kita sang negative 1/3. Okay? So, this time, you have y e raised to 3x. So, may 6 ka na dingadaan. Since i-multiply mo ni siya by 1/3, multiply mo siya by negative 1/3 manda eh. And then you have here e raised, ang answer sini will be e raised to negative. So, negative 1/3 mo siya. E raised to negative 3x. So, e negative 3x. So, ma-cancel out niya siya. Okay? So, may muna niya siya nga 2. So, this will become y e minus 3x is equal to 2 na lang nabilin. So, negative 2 e raised to 3x. Okay? So, we're not yet done. We're not yet done because we're looking for y. So, the continuation is here. So, to solve for y, may plus c ka pa diha. Nalipat ko. Na, plus c. So, you have here, to para ma-solve natin ang y, so this will become negative 2 e raised to negative 3x over, plus c ni siya ha, is equals to, divide by e raised to negative 3x. So, ang y is sinimay mo ni siya nga y is equals to negative 2 e minus 3x divide by e raised to negative 3x, okay, plus c over e raised to negative 3x. So, ma-cancel out na siya, oh. Okay? So, that's why your answer here will be negative 2, cancel out ni, plus transpose na nilang niyo kay negative siya di sa dalom, pwede mo na siya may mga c e raised to positive 3x. Eh, pasakaon mo ni siya sa baba, ang negative o positive siya. So, this will be your final answer. Okay, kopyahan nyo. Maintindihan. Okay, lainon kong color para makita nyo. Okay, ari siya oh. Di ba mo ni formula, kinanglan pag exponential ang imo nga function, ari exponential siya eh. So di ba you have here the antiderivative of ari siya, the antiderivative of 6 e raised to negative 3. Okay? 3x dx. Di ba nakabutang diri ara o du? Ang final answer mo will also be the same as this one. Okay? It also the same as this one. But, pag nag-solve ka sa antiderivative, ginakuha naton permi ang value sang u naton. So, ang u naton, di ba ang u mo is ari siya? So, anong value sang u naton diri? Minus 3x. So, busiringon, ang u naton is equals to minus 3x. Okay? Para ma-solve mo ang derivative ha, antiderivative ni siya integral aton ang aton nga equation, pero gina-solve naton ang iya nga derivative. Ang derivative ni negative 3x is just simply negative 3 dx. Ay dapat makita mo diri sa equation mo ang derivative mo. Ay di ba hambal diri ho, this is your du, ari ang du mo daw o, ari siya. Ang ari siya, amo ni siya. Ang ari siya, amo ni siya, ang dx. But, di ba hambal du, ari o du is equals to negative 3x. Pero, ang dx mo diri is wala siya sang negative 3. Dapat may negative 3 na da siya. So, ang obrahon para mag-balance siya, i-multiplyan naton, butangan mo na da sa negative 3 kay para eksakto gay kung ano ang du mo, amo man na anong value sang du mo di, amo na dapat ang value sang du mo di. Since ang du mo diri is dx lang, wala siya sang minus 3. So butangan mo da siya sang minus 3 para magbalik siya sa original nga equation, ma-cancel out si negative 3. Ang gwa niya sina, ma-multiply ka sa gwa sang negative 1 over 3. Para pwede mo ni siya ma-cancel out, kag ma-dx na lang dagwa niya. Amo lang purpose ko niya, nag-multiply kita sang 1/3. Kung ang answer mo diri is negative 2 dx, of course, ang i-multiply mo diri is negative 2 man. Kung ang imo answer diri is, for example, is 1/2, reciprocal ni 1/2 is 2. Multiply mo diri is 2. Dari lang gida. Barbs, palig ko, saksak charger ko. Wala na saksak ang kuryente. Nasaksak ang charger, pero ang kuryente wala. Hello, but okay. So, di ba mo na siya? Para mag-balance, ma-multiply ako sang 1/3 diri. So, that's why, ang formula mo, may 1/3. Amo na nga may 1/3 ako diri. So, that's why 1/3 and then, na-solve na siya ang derivative. Hopefully, you could get what I'm trying to say here, no? Kaya amo ginanambal ko, basta gani, hindi nyo ma-master ni budlayan, gid ka mo. So, that's why, may ara kita diri 6 na nga daan, i-multiply mo siya sa gwa, sang negative 1/3. Kaya para ma-neutralize ang imo equation, and then, once done, na-solve mo na ang imo derivative, you just simply copy na lang gid ang imo nga equation, which is e raised to negative 3x. Amo na siya nga nag-negative 2, kay ma-cancel out, ni siya kan i-multiply mo ni siya balaan, ang wa sinimay mo siya nga negative 6 over 3, di ba? So, negative 6 over 3 is equals to negative 2. That's why nga negative 2 na di siya, oh. And then, just copy the e raised to negative 3x. Nag-multiply kita negative 3 because of this, ang derivative mo, ho, nga negative 3. So, para ma-neutralize siya, ma-multiply ka sa gwa sang negative 1/3. Wa nyo? Please review. Sige, I'll try to refresh your mind. So, dapat ma-80 tagal isa Saturday. Sa 30 minutes, ma-integral calculus ko anay gamay. Okay? Ma-basic ko integral calculus para ma-gets nyo. Kay budlayan, gid ka mo sini once nga hindi ka mo kabalo sa integral calculus ninyo. You have to memorize all the rules. Okay? Do hindi pa giklaro, sige, sa Saturday, i-discuss ko siya. Kung paano mag-solve sang, mahatag ko tag 3 example for trigonometric, logarithmic, kag exponential. Kaya usually daw mo lang ginagamit, kit niya damo. Ang tatlo nga na. On Saturday. So, be early, 38, ma-start ma 30 minutes ko na yung integral calculus. O, sige, kopyahan nyo niya, Anay. What time na will be multiplied by 1 over x. So, if you're going to have 4y, multiply it by 1 over x is equals to x to the 6 e raised to x multiplied by 1 over x. Okay? So, makancel out niya siya. So, 5 na lang mabilin di. Kaya subtract kita mo sa exponent pagka-divide. So, this will become dy over dx is minus, so 4y times 1 will become 4 over x y. Okay? Is equals to e x raised to 5 e raised to x. So, this is our standard. So, what is the value of your px? So, your px is equals to negative 4 over x. And then your qx, ay siya, 4 over x, negative 4 over x. And then your qx is equals to x to the 5th e to the x. Okay? Correct. So, what is the next step? We solve for the integrating factor. Okay? To solve for the integrating factor, this will become e raised to the antiderivative of px. So, ang px natin is negative 4 over x dx. Oo. Okay? So, this is your e raised to negative 4 over x dx. Now, paano natin ma-solve ang antiderivative? So, ano ni nga rule ang gamito natin? This is the rule for logarithmic function, the ln. Okay? Ang formula, isulat ko. Okay. Ano ang formula in solving for the antiderivative of logarithmic function? Diba? The antiderivative of du over u is equals to ln of u plus c. Amo ni siya formula sang logarithmic. Basta naka-fraction form gani siya, possibly nga pwede kita kagamit logarithmic. But silingon, ang du mo is negative 4, ang u mo is equals to x. So, dapat mag-match ang imo nga u diri sa babaw. Okay? So, paano na siya? So, but silingon, if you have here, let's say, negative, pagwaon na lang ni siya natin si negative 4, ho. Okay? Ang wa sinimay mo siya nga dx over x. So, lang tawabla, amo ni siya ang du mo, amo ni siya ang u mo. So, check na to na, ang u naton is equals sa x. Ang du naton, derivative ni x is dx. So, nag-match gid siya, oh. Basta gani magpareho sila sini, nga ang dx mo, exactly, ang value sang du mo is exactly sang dx, ang value sang u is exactly the value sang x. But silingon magamit ka sang ln. So, but silingon diri, ang answer mo will be equal to e raised to ln. So, may negative 4 ka pa. So, negative 4, nalipat ko dahil. So, minus may ara ka diri nga 4. 4. Tapos, ln ka na dayon, ln of x. So, this is your integrating factor na. Okay? But take note of this, that e raised to negative 4 ln can also be written as e raised to ln, okay, x raised to the negative 4. Rules, logarithmic rules ni siya klasa, algebra. Okay? Standard, amo gina siya ya. Pwede mo na siya maamo na. And then, if you could see, di ba, pag may ara ka nga e raised to ln or ln raised to e, ma-cancel out na siya. Pwede mo na, that will be considered as equivalent to 1. So that's why this will become, ma-cancel out na ni siya. Ang answer mo dire will be equals to x raised to negative 4. This is rules, gini siya klasa, logarithmic rules na siya sa algebra naton before. Okay? So that's why, if we are going to solve using the third formula, okay, using the formula, so your formula will be equals to y, diretsuhon ko na ha, and then instead of e raised to square root of negative, antiderivative of negative 4 over x, amo na ni siya ang bag-o yung value ho. So, i-multiply ko na lang siya sa x raised to 4. Okay? Is equal to the antiderivative of qx. Di ba qx natin is x raised to 5 e raised to x. And then, ang values ang aton nga e, aton nga integrating factor, which is x raised to negative 4. Okay? dx. Okay? Based sa formula, ang last niya formula. Okay? What's next? So, take note of this, that you could combine, you could multiply this. Pag nag-multiply kita, ang exponent, gina-add. So, 5 minus 4 is equals to x. So, mabili na lang nila is y x raised to negative 4 is equals to the antiderivative. So, mabili na lang x. Ay 5 minus 4 siya mo. X e raised to x dx. So, take note of this, that you have these two function. Ang two function, pag nag-solve sa antiderivative sang two nga function, you will be using integration by part. What is the formula for integration by part? The formula for integration by part is equals to uv minus the antiderivative of u of b du. Okay? This is the formula, integration by part. So, but silingon, solbon mo, pangitaon mo, since ang formula mo di is, wait lang. Yan lang kita. I'm going to write the formula of integration by part. Integration by part 63. Okay. So, the formula for integration by part is, panason ko niya na yan. The antiderivative of u dv is equals to amo na. Okay? So, but siningon diri sa equation ta, this will be the value of your u and this will be the value of your dv. But siningon, ang u naton is equals to x. What is the derivative of x? That is du is equals to dx. How about the dv? Your dv is x. So, mean to say dv is equal to the antiderivative of dx. So, yung sulbon mo niya ang u, sulbon mong derivative, ang dv, sulbon mo ang antiderivative. So, imagine kung kapila ka mag-solve sa derivative kag antiderivative. Okay? So, what is the derivative sini? E raised to x. So, this will become e, ay ang u ya sini is x mo. Ang du niya is dx. So, wala ka na sang i-multiply ay dx. Du is equals to simply dx. So, ang answer mo diri is just e raised to x lang yun. Okay? Now, we are going to substitute the value diri sa formula nga uv. Diri ko'y butang ha sa kilid. Substitute sa value nga uv minus the antiderivative of ddu. So, what is the value of u? U mo is x. Copy lang x. What is the value of your v? The value of your v is e raised to x. So, this is e raised to x. Okay? Minus the antiderivative of v. What is the value of v? E raised to x. And what is the value of your du? The du is dx. So, this is dx. So, mean to say, you have x e raised to x minus e raised to x. Amo na siya ang imo nga answer diri. So, this will become y x raised to negative 4 is equal to, na-solve mo na antiderivative, this is equal to x e raised to x minus ex plus c. Okay? So, para ma-solve natin si y is equals to x e raised to x over x negative 4 minus e raised to x over x raised to negative 4 plus c. Okay? Continue ko dito sa dalom ha. So, your y now will become, ari siya oh. So, bali 1, exponent yun ni 1, di ba? So, 1 minus 4. So, ma-positive siya. Positive 5. So, your y here, kung pasakaon mo dito sa babaw, may mo siya x raised to 4. So, kay multiply mo siya x raised to 5. So, pasakaon to siya, may mo siya nga x raised to 5 ex minus, pasakaon to ni para ma-positive siya, minus x to the 4th ex plus, divide man siya deal, ada isa ni divide man siya sa e raised to negative 4. So, ang wa niya sini is e c wait lang, x to the 4th. Sorry. Nag-ina di ako niya. So, this is x raised to the 4th, negative 4. So, pasakaon na siya sa babaw. This is 409. So, pasakaon na siya sa babaw, may mo siya nga c x to the fourth. So this will be your final answer. So imagine class, if you could not recall your integral calculus, it's kumbaga amo na siya kakomplikado intindihin kung wala niyo na master inyong integral pag differential, because ma-solve ka sa integration, ma-integrate ka, ma-differentiate kapag it. So kopyahan nyo na anay, dali lang ganda ng tawag akong check to sa bat ko. So si x raised to 5, ali siyang sa bat ni sir. Ganun kaging shortcut, ilang i-answer. And then, siya. X to the fourth, e raised to x, c, x to the fourth. So, parehas lang. So, tanan niya rules, dapat sa ulo niyo gida. Okay, so this will be the last example. So, again, tonight, kindly review your integral and differential calculus, including the rules, exponential and logarithmic rules, because you will be needing that in this topic. Not only in this topic, all throughout it. So this is just a basic pa lang niya siya sang differential equation. So that's why in all of the calculus field, DE is one of the difficult nga nga parts ng calculus. Okay, so our next meeting will be on Saturday. So we will start early on Saturday.